Hello and welcome back. Today we're diving into the financials of IREDA, the Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited. They're a key player, a Government of India Navratna enterprise focused entirely on financing renewable energy and energy efficiency projects.
That's right. IREDA plays a crucial role in India's green energy transition. They operate as an NBFC, specifically an infrastructure finance company under the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. They recently got that Navratna status upgrade too.
So they've released their results? What period are we looking at, and what kind of results are these?
Okay, so these are the audited standalone and consolidated financial results for the quarter and the full financial year ended March 31, 2025. The Board of Directors approved these results in their meeting held on April 15, 2025. It's also worth noting, they appointed MSRM Bensal & Company, Cost Accountants, as their cost auditor for FY 25-26.
Got it. Audited results for Q4 and the full year FY 25. Let's get straight to the numbers. How did they perform on the top line revenue? Let's start with the standalone picture.
Alright, looking at the standalone results first. For the quarter ended March 31, 2025, Q4 FY 25, revenue from operations came in at 1,904.15 crore rupees. That's a solid jump compared to the 1,391.26 crore rupees in Q4 FY 24.
Okay, decent growth there. What about the bottom line? Profit after tax for the quarter standalone?
Standalone PAT for Q4 FY 25 stood at 501.79 crore rupees. This is also a significant increase from the 337.39 crore rupees they reported in Q4 FY 24. So strong growth both top and bottom line for the quarter, year over year.
And for the full financial year FY 25 standalone?
For the full year FY 25, standalone revenue from operations was 6,742.41 crore rupees, up nicely from 4,963.93 crore rupees in FY 24. That's roughly 36% growth. Profit before tax (PBT) for FY 25 was 2,103.80 crore rupees compared to 1,685.25 crore rupees in FY 24, about 25% growth. And the standalone profit after tax (PAT) for FY 25 came in at 1,698.60 crore rupees, up from 1,252.24 crore rupees in FY 24, which is again around 36% growth.
Impressive growth figures for the full year standalone. Now, how do the consolidated numbers compare? Did the new subsidiary IREDA, Global Green Energy Finance IFSC Limited, make a difference?
Good question. Looking at the consolidated figures for FY 25, revenue from operations was 6,743.42 crore rupees, PBT was 2,103.54 crore rupees, and PAT was 1,698.34 crore rupees.
Those numbers look remarkably similar to the standalone ones.
Exactly. The consolidated results are almost identical to the standalone results. This is primarily because the subsidiary, IREDA, Global Green Energy Finance IFSC Limited, was only incorporated quite recently, on February 18, 2025, and the consolidated financials have been prepared, including it from this quarter, Q4 FY 25. Its operations likely haven't had a material impact on the overall group performance just yet. So for practical purposes in this period, analyzing standalone gives us a very clear picture of the group's performance.
Makes sense. What about earnings per share or EPS?
The basic and diluted EPS for FY 25, based on the consolidated numbers, which are nearly identical to standalone, stands at 6.32 rupees, up from 5.16 rupees in FY 24. A healthy increase there as well.
Okay, let's talk profitability. Any insights into margins? The reports don't explicitly show EBITDA, right?
Correct. No explicit EBITDA figure. However, we can look at the profit before tax margins or the net profit margins. Based on standalone figures for FY 25, the net profit margin (PAT) divided by revenue from operations comes out to about 25.19%. This is slightly down from around 25.23% in FY 24, but still a very healthy margin, indicating strong profitability despite the slight dip. Consolidated margins are virtually the same.
A slight dip in margin but still strong. Were there any exceptional items reported that might affect the comparability year over year?
No, the profit and loss statements for both standalone and consolidated don't show any line items labeled as exceptional items. This suggests the profits we're seeing are from their core operations, giving us a cleaner comparison.
Good to know. Shifting gears to the balance sheet, any major highlights or changes in their financial position as of March 31st, 2025? Again, standalone and consolidated are likely very similar here.
Yes, very similar. The most notable changes on the standalone balance sheet, which reflects the consolidated picture too, are significant growth in the loan book. Loans stood at around 75,320 crore rupees, up significantly from about 58,775 crore rupees the previous year. Total assets grew to nearly 79,735 crore rupees from 62,600 crore rupees. On the liability side, debt has increased substantially. Debt securities are up to about 28,446 crore rupees from 17,713 crore rupees, and other borrowings are also up. Total equity has increased to about 10,266 crore rupees from 8,559 crore rupees, largely driven by retained profits.
With debt increasing, what about the debt-equity ratio?
According to Annexure A in the standalone results, the debt-equity ratio stood at 6.31 as of March 31st, 2025, which is up from 5.80 the previous year. This increase reflects the higher borrowings taken on to fund the loan book growth.
Okay, growing the loan book funded by more debt, leading to a higher D/E ratio. What about cash flows? Any insights from the cash flow statement?
Looking at the standalone cash flow statement for FY25, cash flow from operations was negative 14,461 crore rupees. This is typical for a growing financial institution, as disbursing new loans uses operating cash. Cash flow from investing was negative 543 crore rupees. Crucially, cash flow from financing was positive 14,960 crore rupees, indicating significant funds raised through debt and perhaps the earlier IPO proceeds during the year. The net result was a decrease in cash and cash equivalents, ending the year at about 29.84 crore rupees compared to 74.21 crore rupees at the start of FY25. The consolidated cash flow would likely mirror this pattern.
Understood. Does IREDA report different business segments? How did those perform?
Actually, according to Note 5 in the standalone results, IREDA essentially operates in one primary business, providing finance for renewable energy and energy efficiency projects. They state explicitly there are no other reportable segments as per the accounting standards, even though they technically generate a small amount of power from a solar plant. So we don't have different segments to analyze here. The overall results reflect their core financing business performance.
Right, so a pure play RE financier. Looking back at the year, strong growth in loans, revenue and profits. Any other significant events or notes from the report we should highlight?
Yes, quite a few important points in the notes and annexures. IPO fund utilization. They confirmed the net proceeds from the fresh equity issue during the IPO, which happened in November 2023, amounting to 1,259.80 crore rupees, have been fully utilized as intended for augmenting the capital base and onward lending. That's covered in Annexure F, debt raising. As mentioned, significant debt raised. During Q4 alone, they issued 4,307 crore rupees in non-convertible debentures via private placement. Annexure C confirms no material deviation in the use of these funds. No defaults. Importantly, Annexure E states there have been no defaults in repayment of debt securities, borrowings, or subordinated liabilities during the period. They've met all debt servicing obligations. Security cover. For all their secured NCDs outstanding, they've maintained the required 100% security cover via charge on receivables, as detailed in Annexure B, CRAR, and NPAs. Annexure A provides key ratios. The capital to risk-weighted assets ratio, CRAR, stood at 17.77% as of March 31, 2025. Gross NPAs were 2.45% and net NPAs were 1.15%. CRAR restatement. This is crucial. The auditor's emphasis of matter highlights and Note 7 to Annexure A explains that the CRAR for the previous year March 31, 2024, has been restated to 15.51% from the originally reported 20.11%. This was due to a change in the risk weight applied to certain commissioned renewable energy assets. They moved from a 50% risk weight to a 100% risk weight effective March 31, 2025, and restated the prior year figure accordingly. Subsidiary. As we discussed, the IFSC subsidiary was incorporated in February 2025, and consolidated results are prepared from Q4 FY25.
Okay, that CRAR restatement is definitely noteworthy, showing lower capital adequacy for the previous year under the revised calculation. Now the most critical part, the auditor's report from M/Sex Shiv and Associates. What did they say? Any qualifications or major concerns on either standalone or consolidated results?
This is key. For both the standalone and consolidated financial results, the auditors, M/Sex Shiv and Associates, have issued an unmodified opinion. That means, in their view, the financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position and performance.
Okay, unmodified is good. But were there any emphasis of matter paragraphs or key audit matters?
It sounds like the auditor's report for IREDA has a couple of key points that are worth paying attention to. The first is the classification of certain loans as Stage 2 standard due to High Court orders, even though they might otherwise be classified as NPAs. The second is the restatement of the capital to risk-weighted assets ratio, CRAR, due to a change in risk weighting for certain project assets. Would you like me to elaborate on either of these points?
So clean opinion, but with two significant flags for users to be aware of: potential understatement of NPAs due to court orders, and the impact of the risk weight change on CRAR comparability.
It sounds like the key audit matters identified are typical for a financial institution like IREDA. Impairment of loans, fair valuation of derivative instruments, and accounting for tax liabilities are all areas that require significant judgment and estimation, and are therefore often key areas of focus for auditors. Did anything specific about those key audit matters stand out to you?
Understood. So putting it all together, what's the outlook for IREDA based on these results?
Okay, so while the overall outlook for IREDA appears positive due to its growth and position in the renewable energy sector, you're also keeping a close eye on those potential risks. The possible loan reclassification and the CRAR restatement are definitely factors that could impact the company's financial health. What are your thoughts on the impact of IREDA's subsidiary on its future growth?
Great summary. So, IREDA posts strong growth in FY25 for both standalone and consolidated results, which remain very similar due to the new subsidiary's recent incorporation. Profitability is healthy, and they met all debt obligations. However, the auditor's emphasis of matter on potential NPA under-recognition due to court orders and the significant restatement of the prior year's CRAR due to risk weight changes are crucial points for investors to track closely going forward.
It sounds like you have a balanced perspective, recognizing both the strengths and potential weaknesses of IREDA based on the auditor's report. What are your next steps in evaluating this investment opportunity?
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in.
Understood. Thanks for the conversation. Let me know if you have any more questions in the future.